been acting kind of funky lately. It's supposed to autofocus. It's been quite some time since I've posted anything on YouTube. It's for a number of reasons that I just want to discuss for a little bit, just to give you guys a little life update. This past winter, 2021, was the hardest few months. One of the hardest few months of my life. I can't say hardest, because, there's been many time periods like that, but definitely in the most recent years, the most difficult. For one thing, I had psoriasis. It's this autoimmune thing that happened, and although the reasons for it are unknown, I'm pretty sure it had to do with my emotional state, mental and physical, kind of all combined to create a certain reaction in my body. It's kind of gross. I had that for maybe 2 months. So I got on the autoimmune protocol diet, which is basically cutting out everything. I can eat grains, nuts, seeds. Most things I couldn't eat, and all I could eat was veggies, fruit, and meat. Oh, I had to avoid sugar at all costs, gluten, stuff like that. So that was challenging, but I made it through. I ate soup literally every day for about 2 to 3 weeks. And yeah, so that's how I dealt with that. But honestly, when stuff like that happens, I just go all in. I got some acupuncture appointments in. I got some I went to see a chiropractor. What else? I started just taking vitamin D3 every day, magnesium, and just all sorts of things that I found on the internet that you should do. I bought a friggin' red light lamp, and I used it every morning and night, and that seemed to help. Honestly, I can't really pinpoint exactly what the thing that helped, that cleared it up, but I'm sure it was all that combined, as well as I'm in a lot better of an emotional state right now. I was dealing with a mouse infestation at the place that I was living at before. It was my sister's house. Now I'm at my mom's, and I'll tell you about that in a little bit. But what else? Just honestly, every single aspect of my life was under some kind of pressure. My health, my finances, my home life, my relationships. But now it is March, and thankfully a lot of that has kind of mulled over. In January, I abruptly moved out of the house I was living in for 2 years. My dad was living there with me. Long story short, me and him got into a disagreement, and I moved out pretty just abruptly, and I didn't see it coming, but the space rendered itself uninhabitable for me, so I was kind of forced to leave, and I packed everything up. It took about a week to move everything back and forth, but I'm finally back home here in the house that I grew up in, and I was gonna say in the city, but I'm not gonna say it. So a lot has happened, a lot of abrupt changes, but I've been holding on steady, in for the ride, trying to make the most of it, what's going on, and trying to just keep up with the attitude of, everything happens for my own benefit, even if it might not seem like it in the moment. Like when I was packing up that night, I was just bawling my eyes out while I was packing up all my clothes, all my important belongings, because the upstairs area of my sister's house was my space, my safe haven, and there's a mini living room that I kind of made into my meditation, yoga, journaling, creative space, and I just always felt so nice, so comforting in it. I try to curate the space as comfy as possible, in a world where I don't feel comfy most of the time. So I was just so upset having to move all that out. I was like just crying while I was taking down my altar that I had there for probably like a year and a half, that I would go to almost every morning, pretty much every morning, and meditate and like light some Palo Santo. It was such a sacred space to me. But I know, like in the back of my mind though, I knew that it was happening for a reason. Didn't know why. I was so incredibly resistant to moving back here, back to the house that I grew up in. One, because, you know, I didn't have the best memories here, or at least like you know how your brain kind of is biased and tends to remember the bad times more than the good times. So I have that kind of association with this house. Yeah, I'm not even gonna go into it too much, but basically, yeah, you know, some childhood memories here that I felt like I was trying to run away from for a long time. But, you know, over the past couple months of being here, I've been slowly curating my space into a space that I feel more comfortable in, like this tapestry on this wall. This is not even like my room, this is my brother's old room, that I've made into like an office space slash like a little studio. It's just so ratchet, but I'm just making do with what I have. And honestly, like, I've been really happy the past couple weeks because things have definitely shifted in me despite everything going on. I feel a lot more optimistic now that I'm not paying rent, thank God. Oh yeah, my like, I had like a few $100 in my bank account at that point. So it was kind of like the right timing for it anyway. But yeah, now that I don't have to worry about paying rent, I've just been really focusing on what I love to do. And it's funny because I love to do so many different things. I love doing yoga. I love communicating with people. I love playing my guitar, making music. I love painting. Just any way I can express myself creatively, editing videos. And I find myself kind of spreading myself thin the past couple years, just like trying to do everything. But now I feel like I've kind of returned to the sort of main thing, driving force of my life, of my passions, and that really is honestly music. Because when I'm making music, there's no other feeling like it. It basically feels like the ultimate relief. Like when I'm making music, when I'm singing, strumming my guitar, everything falls away. All my worries, all like those petty little things that my mind likes to, you know, circle around all day, it's just gone, and it's just me, and it's the music, the sounds flowing through me. And I feel like I put off producing, so I like, the last thing I produced was like before I started again. It was like 3 years ago, and I kind of took a break from that for a while and just worked on my voice and my strumming. But now I'm like getting back into it because I actually met this guy who's an amazing guy that I met through a mutual friend. I felt like immediately just connected to him. Like I could tell him everything and just be myself. And basically I sent him a song I was working on a few months ago. And he was like, yo, come to my studio. And so we started hanging out and we started working on that song. And then we just kind of started working, like collaborating on our music. Or I guess they're my songs, but he's producing them for me. And it's just an insane process because he's literally like, he's so intuitive with like my emotions. I told him this, it feels like he's painting my emotions through the sounds he's creating. It's magic. It really literally feels that way. And I remember we were working on this song that is released now called In the Dark. Look that up with my name on Spotify. All platforms actually. But anyway, it's just like creating with him is just so fun. Yeah, so I guess we're just gonna see how that pans out. But yeah, my life has been quite interesting lately. I can't complain though. And I realized how like sort of attached I was to living at my sister's place. In that space I curated for myself, that I loved, that I felt so safe in, and like to have it just be gone overnight was fucking heartbreaking. But you know, I'm realizing the universe kind of has a way of taking things away from you that you love to make more room for the new. And even if the new is going back home and living with your mom, I'm learning to see it in a new see my environment in a new perspective, and that like those childhood memories don't have to have such emotional grasp on me. It's like I have the power to infuse my own current energies of who I am right now, as opposed to what happened to me in the past and when I was a kid. It's like it's my choice ultimately how I go about what happens in my life. And if I go with the mindset of everything is happening for my benefit, then it will. And if I see things as a negative thing and have like this woe is me attitude, then I'm going to experience that. And I truly believe that it's up to us how we want to respond to things. And our response literally creates the experiences and reality that we end up going through. So it's like, honestly, I haven't felt this happy in so long. I think it's because like I've been making so much music, and like I'm like, yo, this is what feels right. Finally, dude, this is what it is. But yeah, I don't want to ramble for too long. But that's my life right now. Is there anything else? Oh, I wanted to make this video because I felt like if I wasn't making music or something, or nowadays when I'm not making music, I feel kind of antsy and I start just binge watching YouTube videos. And like, I'm a creator. I just need to be creating shit. Like today I went thrift shopping for an hour, and that was one of the most draining things I've done recently. All I got was a pair of like flare cotton pants. They're pretty dope, to be honest. And they made my butt look nice. So maybe I'll show you guys. Just kidding, I won't. You'll have to meet me in person if you want to see. Anyway, I'm gonna go. This is really good stuff. Chocolate mint gum, no aspartame. There's xylitol. So xylitol is really good for your teeth. I have like several cavities apparently, but I haven't gotten them filled because F that. That shit scares me. Okay, anyway. If there's anything more, then I'll say it, but I don't think there's anything left for me to say. So, bye.